right. Welcome back to another Saturday here at Win DC Radio. Welcome back. All right, another Saturday. Here we are, sitting nice and enlightened, and just getting it started. So, welcome back. I thank you for tuning in. You guys on your tablets, your phones, your iPads, whatever. You can just download the WinDC app, and you can catch our show and catch other variety of shows. So, with that being said, I'm glad you tuning in. And those of you that are caught up busy doing the family thing, that's all good and well. If you missed it, we always repost. You can look up the show. Today, we got a real special treat. I was even intrigued by the treat. I was surprised today of our guest. So we get into that in a moment. But we just wanted to get into warming things up before our guests get here. And, bro, you want to say something to the viewers?
Just want to say, hey, how everybody doing? We're going to clear the Gore-Tex a little bit. We're going to play a little music, get the vibe right, and we're going to burn a little sage. And we be back. We looking for a good show this day. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. So don't sleep, like I always say.
So come on home, y'all. Stop playing around. And they're coming home. Do whatever you gotta do. My people are flying away. They're flying to the Holy Land today. I love it. That's gonna be alright. Said I just love it that we're coming together. Just have some faith, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he's gathering us. Said he's gathering us. I love it that we're coming together. We're coming together out here. Coming together out here. Yeah. Hey, yeah. You know, there's wars going on all around us right now. But the blessing is for Israel is that, our people are starting to migrate back to the land. Even in the midst of all these wars, my people are fearless. That's the way the Most High made us, you know what I'm saying? So, come on home. Come on home. You can come home, yeah. This is your land out here. Yeah. You got every right to it. Listen. Israel migrate from there to here.
All right. Now that we got that done, that was a little enlightening to just get the vibes to be on a positive, on the purple and the green and the crystal side, to get it up there. So with that being said, we wait for our guests to come, and I'm gonna do this like backwards this time. I'm gonna do my word on the street segment first, while we wait for our guests to get here. And then, you know me, I'm going to get into today's date, because today's date number is my favorite, which is 7. I'm going to get into that as well. Matter of fact, the whole date is, like I said, I'm going to get into that after I do the word on the street, the numbers of today's date and what the significance of the one number that we'll come up with today's date, being 12/7/2019. That's something. I am so excited about the 2020. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really hyped about this 2020, because like we was talking about last week, it's so many things, but I'm gonna get into that when I come back to it. But far as on the word on the street, I do 4 entities of word on the street: health, entertainment and music, and fashion and community. So I'm gonna start out with health, and I've been going through this just after Thanksgiving. I've really been getting in thought, because I really didn't cook a lot of Thanksgiving. I did Cornish hens with wild rice. I did a light version of Thanksgiving this year because it was, just me and my 2 sons and my boo. So we did it on the light side this year. So with that being said, my health topic is that detoxing. And we've been talking about detoxing your spirit, detoxing your space, detoxing your Facebook page, detoxing, we've been talking about detoxing a lot of stuff.
Right.
And I just wanted to get into it to, you guys to really just, whatever form or any way that you decide to detox yourself, just make sure you researching the type of detoxing, and you getting all the supplements, all the instruments, everything that you need to detox. You know what I'm saying? So just research before you start detoxing anything, because you can't go off a word of mouth of other people. It's good to accept information, but you don't have to follow it their way, because your body is different from everybody. Our bodies, we are all made the same structure, blood flows, veins, heart, kidneys, lungs, stomach, all that. But you are still an individual when it comes to your own personal body. So if you're thinking about doing any type of forms of detoxing, just research it and make sure you have all the information you need to make it successful, because you don't want to start something, that's just like people start diets, and if you don't set a plan and just say, oh, I'm just going to go on a diet, that's not going to facilitate it. You have to do the work. So with that being said, when you're detoxing, just like when you dieting, you have to do the work. You have to count the calories. You have to set up a workout regimen, time schedule, things like that. Detoxing is the same thing. It's a step. It's a process. It's nothing that's done overnight. So just keep all those points in mind when you're thinking about detoxing anything. I'm talking about any form of detoxing. Like I said, people detox, like I said, Facebook page. There's a way you got to do that too. You got to search through. It's a process.
Right.
You got to search through the list of names of people that ain't, doing you beneficial on your page, and you delete their ass.
And
you know what I'm saying?
What I was doing was, actually, I'm not really waiting to 2020. I actually already started. So when 2020 get here,
you already set, ready to go.
Yeah,
green on green.
Because when you want to progress your life, I was like, even this way. The last 3 or 4 days, I went to work early. I started making time out, because we really have time to do whatever we want to do. And if you think about it, everybody get the same 24 hours. And what you gonna do in your 24? You're gonna get your energy. Talking to a guy this morning, and this whole conversation was on about what other people was doing, right? Mm-hmm. And he's a talented and he's gifted. He's a producer. But lately he hadn't been producing. Uh-huh. And he was talking about, he said Adidas was bought Reeboks and for all this $3 billion or something like that. And then he was just saying about Shaq might buy Reeboks and all this and that. Uh-huh. And I'm like, oh, that's fine and dandy, but what they got to do with you and your life? What you producing? You know what I'm saying? So I ain't really getting too much conversation. It's like sometimes, talk about stuff going on.
Right.
But I was actually getting ready, to come here, and I wasn't gonna slow what I had to do there and talk about what they doing. You know what I'm saying? So all that's in a nutshell is, we get the same 24 hours. Is what you're gonna do with it, and what I did was I started going to bed early, because I used to be up 2 o'clock, sometimes 2:30 in the morning, on the internet, knowing I got to get up and go to work. Uh-huh. And so instead of me getting to work at the time I used to get there, I get there later, but even though I'm the manager, I wanted to start getting back there a little earlier. And so enough, when I started getting back there earlier, I caught people doing things
because they got so used to you coming in later,
when the cats
switched
away,
it up.
The mice would play.
So that's what you have to do, switch it up.
Yeah, so but I went to bed earlier, and by me getting to bed early, I woke up that morning and I wasn't even tired. I was like, damn, this feel good not being tired. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's easy to get off track. Everybody do it.
Yeah, you're gonna always readjust. Things in your life.
What I'm doing now is trying to get back on track before 2020, and that way, when 2020 get here, it'll be more like a flow. instead of just I gotta do this,
Stagnant,
I gotta do that.
yeah. So you're on a routine, and
Yeah.
that's a form of detoxing too. Time managing. Making more time for yourself where you don't have to always wake up in a rush or
And you know where
be
I
in
got
a
that
last
from
minute.
too? I heard Puffy. He said everybody got the same 24 hours, right? It's what you doing with it. And a code was, if you check September show, I think it was 2018. The way he cut people off, and we was, a friend of mine said that he went upstairs and he told his housekeeper, if I come back downstairs, I'm wearing white is all good, but if I'm wearing black, I'm going to change all the locks and all the codes on the house and the gate and everything, right? So that let me know that what he was doing, he had somebody he trusted close to him, but if they ain't doing what they supposed to do, he about to cut their ass off. That's a detox.
Yeah, switching.
And he was doing it slick because the dude was telling, said, man, that's messed up. I said, no, that ain't messed up. I say, millionaires and billionaires, they out making money doing things.
Right.
And if you in their life, you're in their life for a reason.
Right. Either
So-
you gonna be an asset or you gonna be a liability.
So if he ready to cut them off, right, he got a right to do that.
Correct.
And nobody force their way in your life and try to stay there. But yeah, that was a whole nother conversation.
And those are leeches.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got human leeches.
So, we just got to apply those terms when you hear them kind of stories to our life. You know what I'm saying? If you're trying to do better.
Because it can fit for any level.
Right.
It's just not because he richy and he can do it on his level. No, it can that process can fit on any level.
Right. Exactly.
So, so keep those things in mind when you're thinking about detoxing and just commit to it. And I'm telling you, if you go through the process, it will be a success. Also, far as the entertainment and music, we got a lot of great shows coming here for December. I know a lot of local bands are doing parties and Christmas soirees and stuff like that. Unfortunately, we decided to wait for 2020 to do our thing because we want to celebrate our guests going into a new, and I just didn't forget like the old and the past, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I would rather do something in the new, and it give me more time and,
Right.
give people more time to get things that, lined up in their schedule. So with that being said, a lot of things can open up to in January, like newer venues and all of that, what I'm looking forward to. So where we can really do it with a big bang, you know what I'm saying?
Right,
So that's so the 2GO guest salute reception party, it was a reception, but by the time we get enough time to get it by in January, and we get in January and we see where we at, we're going to do it before all those other holidays start. I'm going to try to pick a weekend when Monday is off, like Martin Luther King, Martin Luther King holiday weekend or something like that. So that's what I'm thinking about. So we still got it in plan and focus because I do want to show my guests how much I do appreciate their support and how they continue to support us even when we're not here. They continue to support us on our entities, Facebook and Instagram. I mean, even when I don't even post, I test it sometimes. I test the frequency sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Like the past 2 weeks, I've been just dealing with self and my mom and, personal stuff. And, why I slowed down for the holidays is a good time to, like you said, detox,
Right.
get through your personal stuff and work on your inside. And then, everything will everything is shiny on the outside because you done the work on the inside.
Right.
So that's what that's why I'm saying I'm taking for personal stuff, taking care of that. But with that being said, you just have to just make sure that you just check yourself on every level of everything. And like I said, it's a lot of performances going on. I want to, matter of fact, what was yesterday, the 6th, Friday?
Yeah,
It was, Erykah Badu and Nas was here yesterday. So I know that was a great concert. Then you got Jill Scott coming, I think, for New Year's Eve. No, she's coming here for Valentine's Day. You got a new artists too. This new guy called Kevin Ross. He's doing something here. He's the new R&B youngster.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard of his song, but he got a nice cutout. It's called "Love Me." It's beautiful, and Shantae Moore and Keith Washington. I think they're on their tour, rounding up round this way. And you still got brother Lawrence. Not brother Lawrence. Martin Lawrence doing his thing.
Some comedy.
Yeah, that's coming.
That's about New Year's Eve, right?
I think so. ATF. I think it's called Funny as something. I guess it's called Tour or something like that. But so it's a lot of entertainment, a lot of music that's going on. So and then I saw a couple of merges too of two rappers. I'm trying to make sure I'm not making a mistake. It was it French Montana? No, it wasn't French Montana. I think it was French Montana and Damon Dash. Yeah, I think they get ready to come up with something. And far as the film thing is still buzzing hot because the makings of Coming to America 2 and Bad Boys all are still in the makings now and still being filmed and shot in Atlanta on Tyler Perry's big old base down there. He done bought the base down there, so they're shooting all the movies for both movies down there in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've seen the trailers.
So that's all the movie bit.
I'm glad actually they doing they waited so long. Eddie Murphy did
Coming to America, yeah, and it's gonna be very funny. Yeah. This one, and it's good to see all five of them. Wesley Snipes.
They was there.
Right, so Will Smith
went to the trailer. Come on out here,
yeah. So it was good to see all them our brothers, leading actors.
The funny guy, I can't think of his name. He an older actor. He was in the picture too. I can't think of the one that was in a car accident and got hurt real bad. Not Kevin Hart. There was one that was in an accident before him. I can't think of his name, but everybody knows his face if you've seen the pictures. But that'll draw me out the house. Certain movies draw me out,
Right. I said I want to catch Harriet.
Okay. I heard about that. I haven't seen it yet.
And now another one on my list is called Queen and Slim. I researched that. That's supposed to be it's real hot. Just look it up and Google it and see what it's about. It's supposed to be more like a ghetto love story.
Oh, okay.
But it's called Queen.
It ain't with the. It's okay. It's one called Bonnie and Clyde.
No.
You
right.
Seen the trailer on that one?
Yeah. I'm talking about this one called Queen and Slim.
Okay.
Yeah, this is an urban. I forgot who. I think the guy who did Get Out, if I'm not mistaken. The guy that did the black guy, the young black film director that's out.
He's the one that did Get Out.
The one from Us. It's Us. Yeah,
same
Us.
Guy. Okay.
Yeah.
His last two been good, so this one should be good too.
Yeah. So Harriet and like I said, Harriet, and stay tuned for our brothers getting it down. Snipes, Smith, Lawrence, and who else I'm missing out? Snipes, Smith, Lawrence.
And it was one more. I couldn't think of his name, but he's been around for a while.
Yeah, he has. But just them guys are really doing it together. And I think there's something that's gonna come out big for them doing this production with Tyler Perry. I think it's something phenomenal that's gonna come out of that.
A lot of things actually fires black people. We're gonna be able to see progress as black people doing more coming through that studio.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
More so as before.
Exactly. Exactly.
So.
Yeah, that brother Perry has paved a big way, and his story is phenomenal. Yes, he is. Yeah. So with that being said, catch those good movies through the holidays. Those are real good movies. Harriet Tubman, I think, is rated X, so I don't think the youngsters can see this version.
X or R?
Rated R.
I can't say, girl. I ain't doing up for that much. That's a blooper right there. Bloop. had to laugh at that herself.
Woo! See how the mind can just. My mind is like 7 different places. I apologize, you guys, because you know how your mind can be solely divided, and you trying to think of this and think of that and think about what I'm doing after the show. I have something very exciting going on, so it's just my mind is just so
playing tricks though. We always say focus.
Yeah, that's right, focus. So with that being said, get out, catch some of this entertainment, whether it's music or movies. Just enjoy your life. Don't worry about this commercial stuff. Enjoy your life with quality time and people that you love. That's what's most important through the holidays. So that was entertainment and music. Fashion, as you can see, your girl always doing some stuff, mixing it up. And this is really belongs. This came from the place that I went to. That you can go to, which I said Dress for Success is done by the Martha's Tables or Bread for the City, and Clothes for the Homeless, whatever. You can go there and shop. As long as you have a DC ID, you can get groceries there or whatever. But fashion from okay. This is fashion, not the turtleneck, but just the dress. It came with the coat that goes with it, but I just broke it down and did something different, make it a little urban like that. Yeah, but with that being said, don't always sleep. Don't sleep on the consignment shops, thrift stores, the Bread for the City clothing giveaway, or Martha's Tables boutique. They call theirs a boutique because it's really fixed up fancy. And like I said, all your resource centers that help you through your communities and the communities of hope centers, your mental behavior centers, all those centers you can get access to getting to a counsel, caseworker, or someone that can help you if you homeless, you need food, if you need counseling, if you need some mental health counseling, if you need some addiction counseling. These centers are here. The money is in these centers. Stop letting these people come in, these Africans, they come in here, they become caseworkers because it's easy to do to go to school when you're a foreigner, and they get this money to sit on their asses, and it pisses me off because no one wants to stop being in denial that they need these resources. And they just sit up there collecting a fat check, and the places barely stay open. They barely be open. Most of the centers are packed. I mean, really high volume, but it could be more. I mean, they be giving out more resources. I mean, you just got to start looking into them. Stop being prideful. These centers are here to help us. The government gives money to these centers to go back into the community to give back. They get tax write-off. It's a big business, and if you don't reap the benefits from these resources, they just sit there and they collect and they just sit there and smile and get the money. So try to participate into your community resource centers because they're there for us, they're made for us, and they buy us. Most of our tax dollars pay for this shit, so you better try to get something back out of it. That's why I go, because right. I pay my taxes. And even though I'm disabled, he's still taxing me. You know what I'm saying? He taxing my disability. And it's crazy, so I go give things and I go get things. So it's like, give, it's just like we used to do back in the day, right. Trade off. Yeah. So, so with that being said, the fashion is always there. You can be imaginative, go in there and just use your imagination, kings and queens. And nobody will ever have to know. You would never know if I would never told you. So fashion could be made from any resources. It don't have to be expensive. I think going, now, because a lot of people are doing vintage now. Yeah. And which is coming costly because now I see even thrift stores, certain items, certain items is like real high, depends on how old it is. Before, the older it is, it used to be cheaper.
Right.
Now the older it is, it's more expensive.
Whatever people gravitate to, that's when the price go up. You know what I'm saying? So,
Exactly. So, and then also, my brother ain't see this,
what?
but I took a trip to the Crystal Fox. See?
Oh, okay. Oh, you did?
Yes, I
like
found
it.
this.
It's,
This was by an owner, brought it
nice.
into the shop on consignment that made it. And
Oh,
you know they
really?
do that. They get pieces from people that make things, and they sell them in there for
I need to
them.
go out there with some of my stuff.
Yeah.
I like this. I know this black tourmaline, but what's the burgundy piece?
I don't know what that burgundy piece is, and I got this too, and I got the green one.
When you go out there,
I
That's
think it
what's
was Wednesday.
that's what's up.
Yeah, I went out there Wednesday. I think it was
got
Wednesday.
that stone right there. You see the blue one?
Oh, that's
I actually
gorgeous.
got that last night. I gotta look it up to see what actually stone it is.
It's not lapis lazuli
Lapis lazuli,
Mixed-
nah,
mixed
lapis
with
lazuli different
crystal,
from that. Lapis lazuli is
a
more
stone
so-
with
yeah,
marble in it.
yeah,
Okay.
right. Well, actually, it's stone, but it look marble. This is lapis lazuli. That whatever that is, I'm gonna look it up. Though.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. You got it last night.
Yeah, last night.
Okay.
And I got it from a thrift store because, like, I paid like $3 for that, but in a crystal shop, I wouldn't dare get that for $3.
No, you wouldn't. That'll
That's
be
why I
that's
checked
that's
a lot
every
of them
bidder because
spots.
they go by the weight,
Yeah.
and that is a crystal. That's a form of
And
crystal.
they also go by the crystal too. not
That's what I'm
just by the
saying.
weight. They
That's
go
what I'm saying.
by-
That's a form of a crystal.
Some crystals is more like sought after than other crystals.
Right.
You know what I'm
Depends
saying?
on how close it is to the organicness of the stone or the crystal, I guess.
No, when you say crystal, all of them crystals.
No, I'm saying, but
okay.
it's like
It's
certain
like-
parts of it.
like say for instance, right there, that purple stone.
Mm-hmm.
You know what that is, and that's like a more popular stone, right?
Right.
So that would be more
Amethyst,
cheaper. Yeah,
right.
it would be more less expensive than say tiger's eye. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And
On that
then
level.
also too is also where you buying it from, because I be going to that Crystal Fox and they be expensive. And you
Yeah.
go down south, you get them things way more cheaper than up here, up north. I'm
But
telling
you know, the last time I went to Crystal Fox was with you, right? The first and the
Yeah.
last time, and which wasn't my last time because I just went Wednesday, so last don't count. The word last don't count. But anyway, when I went with you, they had kept me on file,
Okay. Yeah.
so they gave me a 30%
yeah,
discount,
they got it in the computer,
and
right?
then they gave me $5 off,
Okay.
and then I spent up to 50, so they gave me a star.
Right.
So
When you watch your email, they send you emails. They send
right
you
for
their
their
phone all the
sales
time.
and stuff like
But
that.
I don't
So
go out there that often
I
unless
lucked up because
need
I
something.
forgot all about, I was like, that was so long ago when
Right.
we went. I didn't think they still had me on file because, some places they update this information
Oh,
every so
do
often.
that because it's money. That's how they make their money.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
competition out here
That's
too.
networking
Yeah.
and keep you going, keep you
Yeah.
coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody, well, you want to do it today? I'm like, no.
Yeah, I be in that job. I be seeing people spend $200-$300. I be like, wow. But like I say, I be getting stuff. All the crystals I got a couple of years back, I got a box of crystals, man, at a flea market. I think I paid like $30.
For all the
Man,
crystals.
she was like, just go ahead and take. She
Take
didn't know
all
what
of
it
them.
was.
She know what it was, and that's what I'm praying to walk up on.
This
That's why I
thing is
missed it.
manifesting.
I'm gonna
I said to myself, that's how I'm gonna get a lot of crystals. I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
you pay
with-
for them. You're gonna let them. You're gonna find them. They're gonna be in your path.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna pay, but not pay what
Right.
it would normally cost if I go
Right.
to a store.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So that's fashion, and I also spoke community in that. So that was both of those things, and now we're like 30, 35, no, 27 minutes into the hour of 4 o'clock. So we're gonna play another selection. We're not on the rights to this music, but it's in lighting. Check it out.
Actually, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play some of his music.
friends we had, been the good friends you know we lost along the way. You can't forget your past, so dry your tears. And it's no woman, no cry. You ready? No woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no tears. Don't you shed no. No woman, no cry. Hold on one second. Hold on. Set up. I remember when we used to sit. Wait a minute. My God, give them the ball like this. Yes, sir. Y'all give a big round of applause. I knew they had it in them lungs. Any dancehall lovers out there? Everybody know about dancehall music? You know? When you get the new clocks from daddy, which color that stuff in the party? No be alone of the silent daddy, the queen of England of the love of daddy. When you get the new clocks from daddy, which color that stuff in the party? No be alone of the silent daddy, the queen of England of the love of daddy. Real bad man, no matter in the shots, straight jeans, cut off foot pants. Everybody off the yards, when they get the clocks. Everybody off the yards, when they get the letter hard, the flames hard. Soup bench, get all the dust fast. Everybody off the yards, when they get the clocks. Everybody off the yards, when they get the clocks. In the government yard in D.C. The hypocrites, they say would mingle with the good people with me. Good friends we had, been the good friends you know we lost along the way. It's great, you can't forget your past, so dry your tears. That is no woman, no cry. Oh, no woman, no cry. Hey, little darling, don't shed no
Acha Domo.
Yeah, mommy, no me. See, I said, baby.
Here, ReggGo. Go with reggae from DC, Washington, DC.
Oh, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, you media, with the TV that go party.
Go and reggae fused together.
Yeah, they are fused together.
From DC, Washington, DC.
Oh, mommy, mutio.
Now you been give Rasta man to make me jump to this. Just all to the east. All to the east. All to the east. I want you to the east. So come again, just all to the east. Say what? All to the east. Come on. All to the east. Look to the east. Mali, Malawi, Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, for sure. When I get into the east, I want to see Egypt, Tanzania, Kenya, Uganda. Sit down, let's have a feast. All to the east, all to the east, all to the east. I want you to look to the east. Hey, all to the east, all to the east. Say what? All to the east. Oh, when the east is in the house, oh my God. Brethren, sister, you don't see after so many years of separation, Ethiopia and Eritrea come together as one, and happy with Nobel Peace Prize for that one. I'm a sitting Ganalo, Ja Rastafari. Wait a minute, said all to the east, all to the east, all to the east, look to the east. The earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof. I should never give up my continent for a country. Africa is for the Africans. Those of us at home and abroad. America has 50 states. Africa has 54 countries. That's just great. Sure. Mozambique, Angola, and tell Cameroon and Niger, ReggGo music, Ross Lidg is here. Mama Africa, she calling you. Mama Africa, she calling you. Mama Africa, Southern Sudan, Mama Africa, South Africa, Soweto, Africa, you hear her calling you. Mama Africa, you don't know I'm home. Mama Africa, Guinea, Bissau, Africa, that's what we do. Hey Togo, we good to go. You don't know. Mama Africa, I want a night in Tunisia. Mama Africa, with Zambia and Gambia. Mama Africa, and go check Rwanda. Mama Africa, Mama Africa, Sierra Leone. Mama Africa, Mama I'm home. Mama Africa, Botswana, Nigeria. Africa, Mama Africa, Congo, Libya, Liberia. I hear ya. Africa, Madagascar, Mozambique, Djibouti, Mama Africa, Chad, Mama Africa, Gabon, Mama Central. Let me say, it is the unique mixture of the two musics. Reggae is a music like you feel it. It's a roots music. You just feel it. But you know, it's that pocket beat. Once you get it, like I say, around the 2, 3, 4, 95. You know what I mean? We embedded with that sound. Wherever we hear it, we tune in. Some people say, "Oh, I'm from here and there. I never tried go-go." But if you've been in and around this DC area long enough, you've got that feel. You got that rock. You got that sway. So to be able to know how to uniquely merge the two, I think that's what makes the people jump. And I love it for people like yourself who has never seen it or they've never experienced it before. I'm on stage and I just love to
watch the look in people's faces the moment it hits them. They realize it. I write the show, I write the set list like that sometimes. So you get what you need from the roots part of my show, the roster experience of my show, but I sit back and wait. And just when they drawn in and they lull in and that pocket beat come right up underneath them, hitting, it's like that wow factor. And to see that from the end of the crowd, to see that energy, gives me more energy. So
All right.
Check
Yes,
two.
our guest is in the house. Yeah. We did have the rights to the music because he's here.
Yeah,
so
you got
that's
every
what you was
right.
listening to, his music. And this is Ross Lidg. That's right, Ross ReggGo. That's it, right?
ReggGo.
ReggGo. At least I
need
got
to
the
be
first
going
part
live.
right. So with that being said, we get ready to be for a treat. I told you guys, so I told you don't sleep because we was coming back with some real juice and some real what they used to say back in the day, some real education. So there's some real black folks. So just tune in and like I said, get ready for this interview. We are in such a treat. You heard his music. Now you get ready to hear his journey and his story. So with that being said, Ross Lidg. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, you saying it right. You got it.
Okay. Like college.
That's
It's
right.
Ross Lidg. So he
Right.
had to get me down with it, so I'm going to get you down with it. So you won't make no mistakes. So with that being said, my brother, I see you all fessed up with ReggGo. It's called ReggGo. And that's why y'all saw me in here dancing. They was seeing me dancing in the air and everything. I was up here. It took me back. I started doing some old stuff like this. It really took me back. So all that was on the air. So that was his music that you saw me dancing to. So we're going to get into some more of the music and some more of his journey on his music and some more just to talk to the king to see and what he can bring to the table for you guys to really take away for your strong end.
I love this. I love it.
So with that being said, you want to say something to the people? The cameras that way.
What's up, Go-Go? I don't get to see y'all often, and good to see you again. You know what I mean? I'm here, ReggGo, finally. I did something to earn my way here, so I'm happy.
Yeah, we've been trying to get him here for about 3 months off and on.
Yeah, you've been trying. You had my drummer, Anita Malcolm, you know, she's been working with me a lot, her and husband Carl, so, and they helped me a lot with this project. So
shout out, thank you too.
That's right, Malcolm and Anita, one love.
I actually came across you and your music. It was 2017. I was walking down. I was at 8th Street, and I was walking down the street, and checking everything out. Man was playing, so I hear this reggae, but it had a pocket. I was like, hold up, what's that? I was like, oh, that's on quiet. And when I crossed the street and got over there, everybody was partying. I was like, he got something going on.
Right.
I wanted to he got something going on. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But at the time, like I said, this is my first time seeing you. So after I got and went home and I YouTubed you and seen all the stuff you had going on, I said, oh, he got something going on, right? So that was actually even before we had this show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Word.
And
That's
so
what's up.
once we got started, and everything was going on, then you was down there the next year, and then I was like, I got to get this brother on, and that's when I was texting you. We missing texts and this and that, but you finally here, and like I said,
Blessed to be
and
here.
also Swamp. We had Swamp on the show.
My man.
Swamp did it,
Yeah.
So I actually sat in for him a couple of times on the drums.
Really?
Yeah. And,
Okay.
So he had nothing but great things to say about you. Shout out to you, Swamp. And so yeah, we got you here. So that story you was telling us while the music was playing, I told you to hold off and you can kick it. Yeah, tell it to the audience.
Well, it's so much to tell. Are you talking about Africa in particular?
We're gonna talk about Africa. Then we're gonna talk about here
Where
in
you want to
DC.
start?
Well, I'm gonna say this. Let's start from I seen you post today. You said you want to ride around in your own limousine, like Chuck Brown did in the city. Because I knew Chuck personally. I actually used to ride in the limo with him.
Yeah.
And he had a guy named Leon. Used to drive limo for this company. So before he had his own limo, he had Leon. So hook up with somebody that got a limo company.
I'm glad you told me that story, man, because I just thought it was impressive. Like,
But he ended up buying one.
he did.
Yeah.
And he would drive it himself, right?
Yeah, sometimes. But
Yeah.
the night he played,
Yes,
he always
my
had a
story.
driver.
Yeah.
But probably during the week, he probably did some runs. You know,
And I
for
don't know,
himself.
I just thought about Pop like today, and that's, I got away with words, so that just came with me to post on
Right.
Facebook.
So it
but I
can
was
be
like,
done. You already put it out there. If that's
yeah,
what
I'm
you wanna
like,
do, it
yeah,
can be
okay.
done.
I haven't made it yet. I still get up and go to work every day. You know what I
Right.
mean? I'm really enjoying standing in the ride right now.
Right.
I'm giving thanks for the moment, and just, I truly believe, man, the energy you put out is what you get back.
Right.
So
That's why the way tell you stay in that high vibration, and when you're thinking on them things, that's what's going to draw what you want to you.
man,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm in the midst of it right now, brother. That's
When
all
the
I can
students
tell
are
you.
ready,
When I
the
seen you
teachers will
over
come.
in Ghana, when you was seeing that video and when you put it out, you actually living your dream. You know what I'm saying? How many people actually can say that? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, a lot can, but a lot can't.
A lot
So you're in the
can,
moment.
and just, I'm not speaking. I'm usually not this tied up, man. I talk a lot. That's funny. You got me choked up.
What?
Because I'm a big talker, man. I'm
Right.
a big talker, but it's like, seriously, like at this point, it's like seriously emotional for me because I'm here. I'm here from Southeast, original.
Okay.
Baloo Knight, Brandywine, Linda Poland.
Okay.
Them, me and Lil Benny, 802 Bellevue Street.
Okay. There
A lot of people don't understand, Ross Lidg, this is where I'm from, my stomping ground.
Okay.
But as you know, and I did everything out in these streets in the world that was to be done around here.
Right.
Lost family members, a whole nine.
Right.
So, and as I grew through that, I come into knowing Rastafari as a
Okay.
way of life. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not so much as a religion, but I had teachers that was hard on me in Baloo. Made sure that I graduated.
Right.
All y'all youngins out there struggling on your D's and your C's and your F's, you can make it through. I was there, man.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I was 19 when I graduated from Baloo, but I did it. You know what I mean?
Right. You did.
It doesn't matter how you do it. I'm just telling you.
Long
do
as
it.
you can do it, long as
know.
you stick to it, yeah.
So, and then, like I said, to really save my life, man, from a lot of things, I started citing Rastafari as a way of life. Now, coming up in Go-Go, a lot of people don't know you. They don't understand the change, the transition. We Joan over here in Southeast, we Joan.
right.
What Ray doing, man?
Right.
What Ray, you know what I
For
mean?
y'all don't know what joning is, cracking jokes on each other.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Physical Wonders, that was my band coming up.
Right.
So I come through this, and even them days there, I've always had a mission and a vision for Africa.
But funny you said that, Physical Wonders, because I played with Petworth coming up, and we played at Cherry Skating Ring with y'all one time back in the day. And I remember, I was like, who's these little guys right here, right? But y'all was getting it in. But y'all actually did it on a major level. You know what
Now,
I'm
if you
saying?
talking about the little boys, that was a different physical one.
Okay, that wasn't y'all.
Nah, because
Okay.
after them, they came with Physical Wonders, a go-go band.
Okay.
But the little 5 little boys, it was like, no,
I mean,
this
them the
is-
ones I remember.
Yeah,
playing.
they came first. And then when the
Okay.
go-go band was formed, I went in there.
Okay.
But even before them days, man, I had a vision, of Africa. I just always wanted to, because different things that happened here in our communities,
Right.
just how we separated, segregated, fair skin, dark skin. You see this in TV if you want. I just always been inundated with it.
Right.
So my dream and focus before all of this was always Africa. So
Okay.
what got me choked up is you saying that, by you saying you live in your dream and you calling moments when I was there.
Right.
And I'm reflecting on exactly how I felt then.
Then
And that's why it's like,
But that's what I'm trying to tell you. Once you're there, right?
mhm.
Whenever I was telling somebody yesterday, and we was just kicking it was cool, and then he started revisiting this negative moment in his life, and the whole room energy changed.
Mhm.
I said, why you revisiting that? I mean, cause you going back there. your feelings and emotions. And so I said, when you document that, you understand, you can always go back there, man. I be traveling in my mind.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Places
Yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But it's your imagination. You know what I'm saying? Anything, this table, this cat, anything that we can touch, and if it's not real nature, it was in somebody's mind first.
It was in somebody's mind. Exactly.
Right. So you can actually change your feelings, and like I say, I always try to stay on a high vibe just by looking. You gotta watch TV shows. I be on the internet sometimes and somebody say, you'll never know what they're gonna see up under this can. I scroll past it because I don't want to see it, because once you see it, it's in there. It's going in your subconscious.
Exactly.
So you gotta protect
Exactly.
all areas. And that's what I do. And I know is when I'm on a high frequency, I manifest more better than where, like, you feeling good and you get a letter in the mail and it's from a bill collector or it's from some, and you get ready to do stuff. Don't even open it. Set that joint. That's there to bring your frequency down.
Hold
You
on.
feel me?
Stick a pin. Stick a pin. Let me give you this, because the sister got there. She got the oil going in here. Y'all don't. Y'all gotta see this, man. I'm trying to be respectful and stay in the conversation. I think my mother, everybody listening, so I want to go live,
Right.
but I can't take no time. All of y'all listening, come on, tell them where to go live and how to get on if they listening, man. Tell them how to.
Go to YouTube, type in Win DC Radio, and then once that come up, type in 2GO Radio. Or you can scroll down, and it should be up top because we're on live right now.
Right, it should pop right up. We should pop right up. The interview should pop right up on the screen. Win DC Radio at YouTube, and choose 2GO to Go Radio. But you'll go on there and you put up
What
the
I'm
app.
doing
You'll
now,
see the show live.
I'm
So-
actually recording, which I'm going to stop and I'm going to go live right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to go live myself, but
I just tried my
I
internet.
just
But with that being said, while we
so
try to get
I was
this.
saying, like, to coincide with what you were saying, bro.
Uh-huh.
And I love how she has the environment set. It's sage burning, it's candles, light. So that's falling right in with my energy. So I don't have to come from where I've been living over the past
Right.
2-3 weeks to come to a level. We all here in the same level, and I like that.
Okay, that's what's up.
So one of the things that you was talking about, how you scroll past, and this is like I would say a proverb or a parable. One of them that I left Africa with, you get several things come to you, and that's why I can tell you about my experience there, but I also tell people you still have to go,
Right.
because with energy you pick up, with vibration you get, what's meant for you is for you.
Didn't I just
Right.
say that
Yeah.
before
You know
you
what I
came
mean?
here? We was talking about
That's just
detox.
confirmation.
Yeah.
Yep, I was just talking
What's
about
meant
detox.
for you is for you now. Like I said, I'm always a real talkative person. Everybody know me. I'm smiling. And I even got friends over, my brothers and them, they real strong. I got friends over who I know hardcore in Jamaica. They real tight with me or whatever. But sometimes we're talking, they say, see you, man like you, we feel like we can, because you just smile too much. People don't love to see you smile. They're serious. They don't like to see you smile. So in order to deal with that within myself, when I was in Africa, to understand it, like the brother was just saying, it's all kind of forces around us.
Yes,
Right.
it is.
You know what I mean? It says, I don't come to fight against flesh and blood, but spiritual wickedness in high places.
In high places.
So one of the parables that I personally had for myself that I left Africa with was that, okay, so check this out. I was down there, I went to Kwame Nkrumah Center. If y'all don't know Kwame Nkrumah, first president of, the free Ghana.
Right.
When
Oh,
Ghana
okay.
got its liberation.
Okay.
First president, and his walks, his works are just incredible. He's there with Marcus Garvey, Haile Selassie,
Okay.
Kwame Nkrumah, like I say, the first president of Ghana, and did a lot of things as far as Pan-Africanism,
Okay.
black liberation
So
in
you
those
say you was
days.
there with him.
So no, they have his what they call a memorial there in Ghana,
Okay.
because he was a president.
It's in the video. You took that picture. I seen it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I'm pointing, me and my queen, we pointing.
Yeah.
So, you learn about his history.
Uh-huh.
And what you learn, one thing I understand about all black leaders, name them all. Kwame Nkrumah, X, Garvey, Selassie, anyone you want to name. What's the common denominator that took them down? And there's a character who we watch in the scriptures, not to get too political. Everybody watches Christ, right?
Right.
But who came after Christ?
Who came after Christ?
Thank you. Only thing that was put short, man, I ain't gonna make it long. This a meditation that came to me. One thing that we carrying inside of us is a Judas Iscariot vibe. And if we gotta, everybody say, how do we fix our issues? How do we fix our things between us, the back and forth? And we can break every issue down. Colorism, classism, this, that, what happened, where it came from. You know, in Go-Go right now is it's good that when DC is here and do what they do. Because as hard as everybody in Go-Go try to build, you turn on the internet and you have a mass of people coming who trying to tear it down.
Right, exactly.
Judas Iscariot vibe. You know what I mean? Judas betrayed Jesus and sold him for 30 pieces of silver.
Yeah.
That's what I'm telling you. People want to watch Jesus. What happened? Who I got brothers.
His own disciples.
I got brothers who was murdered in the streets in D.C. here.
Okay.
Who can get that close to you?
Right.
A person who's beside you.
That's the same thing
You
happened
understand?
with Nipsey.
Everything,
That's
man.
one is personal.
So if, like, you talking about spreading love, and the reason why I got there is because you talking about spreading love and how not to accept certain energies and certain vibes, you have to scroll past it.
Right.
You have to, you see what I mean? You
Right.
don't give a window for no Judas Iscariot energy to
Right.
come in.
Right.
You see what I mean? You don't entertain them conversations
Right.
on social media where somebody is trying to pit two of the greatest artists in our genre when we trying to raise our genre overall.
Right.
Love Donnell Floyd, love Sugar Bear, love Red Essence, love what band, love, why do I have to choose which one?
Right.
Love faces you know. I love where I'm from.
Right.
Go-Go,
Gotcha.
the indigenous. So, yeah, somebody gonna have a bad night. I wasn't happy that night. They wasn't, but that don't take away from the work they doing.
Right.
Right. Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
As we asked, not to cut you off, we asked, was this $100 bill and the
Oh,
one
Stinky
drop-
Dink.
Stinky
Stinky
Dink.
Dink,
He was
yeah.
here, and we asked him the same thing, and sort of what you're speaking of about, when you really, you are underground rich, you are wealthy by your people because of the way of they know his music.
Right.
Because you can put that song on and everybody know who that is.
Yeah.
And he said that he accept the fact that he's hood rich, then he's celebrity rich.
Sure.
Because this will go on, because this is his. This can go
This is
on.
community.
Yeah.
Right.
That's just like Chuck. Where
And then what speaking of what you're saying, when you love your city and you and you gone through because we all had our runs.
Right.
We all OGs.
Right.
Allegedly. We had our runs, we did our dirt, made our scars, got our war stories here in DC. But the point of what you saying and what you bringing in your music, what I hear so far, you still standing, you made it through.
And not only standing.
And then it was just so many things against us
right.
Yes.
But
to
check
not
this
to
out.
get here. And it's still on our younger generation now is even oppressed hard.
Right.
And with us coming into our knowledge of being awoke, whether it's Rastafari religion
life, yeah.
or being enlightened by Israelitism or whatever, long as you're getting the truth,
Yes.
Right.
the truth will speak for itself.
Yeah.
So with that being said, go ahead.
And your music, with your
That's what I was going to go
the
see.
music
So connected.
is bigger than you.
I love it.
You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I definitely
Your music
understand.
gonna get you places where you wouldn't be normally be. You understand what I'm saying? I remember conversations like it was yesterday when I used to talk to Chuck, and basically it was the music, and then it was the message, and not just the music, it's the message.
in the
Word, that's what I was saying.
It's funny because I always was in touch with spirit, even when I was younger, and as Chuck got, it seemed like he got more popular, more bigger around the world, and every time I go to a show, I'm trying to holler at him like back in the day. It was hard because people's always around,
Yes.
this and that, right? So I'd say, damn, I was thinking this to myself. I wish I could see him like I did,
Before.
like back in the day, right?
Yeah.
And I just started and I left it alone. So one day I'm riding down Pennsylvania Avenue and I look up and then he used to drive a little Mercedes. I said, that was like Chuck car. And I say, you know what? I whipped at you. By the time I made it back around in the community, I was just gonna go and see you, right? He had came out the house. He was visiting somebody, and he was coming down the street. So I moved on Chuck. So, hey, Ghost, what's up? So I got in his car. We sat there for like a half an hour kicking it, and I was telling him, I said, man, I got this song I want you to hit, right? And it was like that one that Lawrence ended up doing it, Poke Your Ass Out and Wiggly Girl.
Yeah.
He started laughing, right? And he said, "Goes, I can't do no songs like that no more." Right? I'm like, why not? Because I'm thinking different, right? He said, "I got grandkids and stuff now, right?" I said, "Oh, okay, yeah, I got you on that." And so somebody blew the horn. That's Chuck. So normally I'm have to bounce because people just start gravitating to him.
Yeah.
So I'm saying all that to say is just look at what your maturity. Like you're already cranking, you're already doing what you're doing, but that music. And the message in your music, it's gonna take you places you would never think you're gonna go. You know what I'm saying? And you already got a trail, so you're doing the work.
Thank you, bro.
You see what I'm saying?
Thank you.
You're doing the work. I say just keep on doing what you're doing.
And with that being said, so to get some juice now. So
Uh-oh.
when this journey started
want
for
some
you,
juice.
and you kind of integrated these two forces together.
Mm-hmm.
And like Stinky Dink also said, it's a real artist that can create freely. Some artists have to write it. Some artists have to it takes them a minute. But when you can just freely, just infusing reggae Rasta with go-go or reggae with go-go, when you did that, how was that for you? How was that process?
A couple of things happened. Like I said, I was in Physical Wonders, and I was going through things in life, and a couple of things happened. I went to see a friend of mine invited me to see his band in Adams Morgan.
Okay.
And I was supposed to meet my brother-in-law at the time there, give him his bicycle back.
Okay.
And this friend that invited me there, I remember him playing for a band that opened for us in Cherries. And he was saying he played with a reggae band. I'm saying, how? You got cut from your brother's band as a bass player.
Right.
You know, but I went in there, and then the lead singer for that song sang a song called Blood Money. And it was like, he was saying blood money sure sounds funny, but it's blood money. His song was his name was Baraka. His song was very, very prophetic.
Okay.
And the life of that I was living at that time, I was up in D.C. on a mission because I had another hideaway spot where things was going on for me. And when he sang that song, I wanted to throw, my jeans that I had just re-upped and
Right.
I wanted to throw everything away.
The message in the music.
Yeah, I wanted to throw everything away at that minute. You know what I mean? And I thought I had money at that time. So
But
that was the
still
first
blood
thing that
money.
heard. And then my daughter was born also at that time. That was like 1991.
Okay.
My daughter was born, and I realized that in Physical Wonders, I'm a high energy stage performer.
Right.
I was known, there's a very provocative dancer in Physical Wonders that I was known for, but I'm like, as my daughter get older, she's never gonna be able to come see me and see what her father do.
Right, okay.
And I had to have something to stand on. So when I started hanging around that band, these brothers was a reggae band in D.C., but they started
was the
studying.
name?
They were Soul Defender Posse.
Is that the ones from Ivory City?
Nah.
That Swamp? Oh, okay.
Nah.
Because I know
They
you
was
said it was.
Soul Defender Posse. Swamp came through the camp a lot later because we had a studio, One World Studios, for years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is that the one with the white guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you remember they was talking about that when we
Yeah.
did the block party
we
for
had
Ivory
a-
City?
We had a studio down in D.C. for years. So in that studio came the Rastafari elders who were brought here from Jamaica.
Okay.
They came in. I first introduced to them at UDC. They came in there when Ivan Van Sertima and Yosef Ben, all of these guys were speaking.
Right.
I saw them then, and then I was reintroduced to them in that studio in World One Studios, One World.
Okay.
Ross Spidal, Ross Sidney, Ross Iris. These are the Rastafari elders, brought here from Jamaica by the Smithsonian.
Wow.
Nana Farika. The Smithsonian brought him here to tell and teach about Rastafari. They stayed in, did a lot of community work,
Wow.
teachers. So you had the whole Rastafari community growing.
Right.
And by them being at One World Studios, we sat at a table like this every day, just reasoning and talking.
And for Smithsonian to do something like that,
unlike church, when you talk with these men, they talking theology with the Bible.
But not to cut you off, but you'll be surprised. The African American Smithsonian, they do a lot. They've been doing it for years. They sit up there in Southeast Anacostia. They get a lot of backdrop people that bring them into the community. That like he said, from Jamaica, from Africa. They go out. They got money to go out and find people to come in to teach.
That wasn't even in the city at the time, was it?
No, I wouldn't say that because the funny thing is, all to the east, I have to give a lot of credit to a brethren of mine from D.C., one of the first Rastamen I ever laid eyes on from my neighborhood, Linda Poland, Ross Mugabe. If you're from Southeast D.C., you know him as Purple. But he's serious Rastaman. And how one of the ways that All to the East came about, because in Rasta, just like you were saying, we taught to speak uplifting.
Right.
Change our speak in the positive, speak in the conscious.
Right.
Speak with a message.
Right.
So for me, that's what I was missing in Go-Go. Go-Go, and I was a 2 mic at the time too.
Okay.
So if a man say this, I got to repeat what he said.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I don't agree with every lyric.
How old was you back then, man?
I went into Go-Go, I was probably
at this time you talking right now.
When I started citing Rastafari, I was about 24 years old.
Okay, so from 13, from Go-Go started.
Go-Go, I went into
13 Go-Go,
Wonders,
and then 20,
about 24.
11 years later, that's when the change came in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I started citing Rasta,
Oh, you good? We got good time.
I'm just checking time.
I started citing Rasta and, things like that. I can remember Little Benny and the Masters was happening then. And Benny would let me come on stage because he knew me from Linda Poland.
Okay.
I was cameoing doing, I would do like Shabba lyrics then. Over top of the beat,
Right.
Buju came on. I did a lot of Buju lyrics.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That got you in the door, your foot in the door on the stage a little bit.
But I was encouraged at that time to write my own because in dancehall, you can't, at that time I was becoming a part of the DC reggae scene too. So in reggae, unlike Go-Go, you can't go spit a next man lyrics. You got to have your own.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And dancehall was hard back then too.
Right.
If you don't come correct.
Right.
Or they going to bring you off that stage.
I just thought to myself when Malcolm and them was here, and I looked at I was talking to their son, and I was telling them about the sound system. I didn't even know it was their sound system, but then I started to actually see it's a whole, just like the Go-Go Arena, it's a whole
reggae world, the whole
like Boston Arena, Jamaica, right here in the city.
Yes,
huge.
But
I didn't even really know that.
The reggae market is well.
And see, I was up Northwest, so
I
I'm
knew
from
they was
13th
here.
Street Northwest.
I knew they was
because
here,
Georgia
right?
Avenue, I said in one of my songs,
say
Georgia
no
Avenue.
more.
All right, see, she don't want to talk about that.
Here, but
She don't want to talk about
I
Little
was on
Kingston.
Fairmont Street.
She don't want to talk about Little Kingston. You know what I mean?
Okay.
That's when Georgia.
I knew they was
Yes,
here because actually
yes.
we used to go get the weed from them.
Shout
when
out
we
to
was writing
Tropicana Massive.
Okay, Kilimanjaro.
Yeah. So the reggae community also became a family because Raspidal and the Rastafari elders, they're the ones who gave me the name Ras Lidg.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Which is an Ethiopian name, and I was, like a boy then, but Lidg is like given to royalty. That means like boy or son.
Okay.
And Ras, because of Rastafari.
Okay.
So, and there's like 2 titles if you look at it in Ethiopian language, but it's Ras Lidg.
Okay.
So that's how Raspidal actually gave me that name, the Rastafari elders.
Okay, that's what's up.
So, and once you get something like that, you don't give it back. You learn about Rasta. You learn about black culture, black consciousness, right within the Holy Scriptures. And just, it's not nobody pushing on you, pushing down your throat. You have a conversation like me and you have a conversation.
Right.
Correct.
Okay,
You believe
cool.
what you want to believe, walk away what you want to walk away with,
Right.
and go read it and check it
Nobody
out for
trying to
yourself.
get you over
Right,
here,
but what I come to find out when you do integrate into something such as that, or any type of thing, like we doing our walk, you know, into the, you know, I forgot what they call it, major arcanics, chakra, arcanics
chakras,
or whatever,
yeah.
yes, shamans or whatever. But when you're doing the walk and you're doing the process and you're doing the research and you gain the knowledge, you start gaining the spiritual side of it, and then once it all fits in, and then you start being able to execute what was given to you. Because like I tell people, and I'm glad I found this, because it's not like when you chose to do something like this, it wasn't because you chose to do it.
Yes.
It was already pre-planned by your ancestors.
You see it.
It's just that you picking up on it.
Yes.
You were blind for a long
Yes.
time. Just like
You
I told
see it.
brother. I
I love this.
That's what I say people,
I don't sometimes
don't look at us
sorry
as
for
being
cutting you,
perfect, right?
But sometimes I come interview with people, and I got to put on my big smile, and I give you the answers to the question, but they don't really understand. Yes, I love this. I love this. I'm telling you.
Right.
I love this.
Well, we with you because we be in the same city.
Yeah,
we
Sometimes
be when we don't have guests, we normally be deep into our books. So.
Basically, what you're saying is answering the question you was asking me. You know, I didn't choose Rasta.
It chose you.
Rasta chose me. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and once I was given that, I had to stay on that path.
Right.
If I was I always tell people, if I was doing straight go-go, I would have stopped. If I was doing straight reggae, I would have stopped. Now, within that, here it comes, I'm hanging around. I'm so Rasta I leave my government job. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I end up on tour with a group from, Grammy-nominated group from Jamaica. The band that I was with, the Soul Defender Posse, they got picked up to be the backing band to go on tour with the I-Tiles.
That's what's up.
I went out there as a road manager, merchandiser, but also being seasoned because I had microphone skills. You know, in certain places, Keith Porter would give me the mic, let me either open the show, MC the show. So I was getting, you know.
Not to cut you off, but the flashback to our viewers, and I express this all the time. Now, just to hit back with you, because I'll do this when we be teaching and when we do our research. Now, to get you to where that point you was just talking about just a second ago, and to hint back to knowledge to people that are viewing, you said when you met the elders.
Yes. You have to.
And what I just say?
Yeah, you have to.
Ancestors, elders. So with that being said, they was already placed in your path to give you that knowledge, and then you didn't even put that much work into the next thing you on tour.
Yeah, exactly.
See, you're saying it elevates itself. Once you do the work and start getting into it and studying and knowledging yourself of the truth, everything comes out. Everything.
When
it's
I
this
watched
beautiful
that
thing.
video, right?
Oh yeah.
The All to the East.
That was so. Yes.
You said, was it what profits a man used to gain the world, or choose the? You were saying.
I should never give up my continent for a country.
What you said, but you hit some scripture. And I was like, oh, okay, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
but it's good.
As
it's all in here together.
That's how Rasta do. We, you know, if you listen to any lyrics of most serious Rasta reggae artists,
right?
Bob, all of them, they might come straight from the Bible.
Yeah.
That's why when you hear lyrics in that song, you can't dispute it.
Right.
You know, you can't, because them man are coming with truth and right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And like the sister said, truth will always stand.
And let me say this too, because I be getting dressed in the morning, like Saturday morning, like this morning I woke up, I got this big TV. That's why I recorded what I had put on there today. But when I put that song on and I have it cranking through the stereo system, it's like I'm on to and that song just crank. I'm like in a good vibe and all that. And I was like, I'm glad he captured that, because like I say, I feel that. And I'm quite sure a lot of other people feel it. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so
in that moment.
If
so,
you don't mind, please.
Right.
I gotta share this with y'all real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta get to the meat. I don't know how much time we got left.
We got like a half an hour.
Okay, so I'm gonna get to the meat and give you some rundown of Africa, what happened, because who know me from DC know me. By now in this interview, y'all get a gist of what ReggGo is.
Right.
You know what I mean? You get a gist of what's happening. So I'm gonna give you a rundown of like the serious things that happened there, right? All right, hold tight.
And this is from his journey.
So
You can Google him
Also,
and see.
For you say this also, let the people know where they can get one of those shirts from too if they interested.
well, you keep bothering me, and that's why I was late. Since they didn't tell me you was here, blame Nico for that.
Okay.
But my Empress and Queen would have sent. She would have sent. First of all, let me show off my bag to the camera.
Yeah,
Papa got
that's
a
a
brand
nice
new
bag,
bag.
the shirt, the
And
bag.
that's from Africa, right?
Yeah. But Nico did what I did to him. Whenever I used to play shows,
Uh-huh.
I'd always call Nico at the last minute. Nico, burn me some CDs.
Okay.
Oh,
So
okay.
he always, and he, man, this last minute, you need him today. I need him today. Burn, so he called me at the last minute to tell me to get you and him a shirt.
Oh,
He didn't
okay.
tell me you was here.
That's all right.
So, and
That's
this
what's
is,
up.
you know what I mean? That's one of the James Anthony
See how
records.
things working. we gonna get to this.
Oh no, he coming back, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just I get mine.
So for you, we bought a lot of goods because we do merchandising wherever we do our shows.
Okay.
You always have a tent, ReggGo tent with a lot of merchandise.
Okay.
So we bought back tons of merchandise and jewelry and everything
Okay,
from
that's
Africa.
what's up.
That's one thing. So how it started, as I said, I always wanted to go to Africa. You know, knew that before I met my Empress. Me and her got married. So she finally said, well, you know, babe, I'm turning 50 this year. You always wanted to go to Africa. Fine, let's do it for my birthday. Boom. That's what she put date, action to what I wanted to do.
Right.
Right.
So you need
Once
that.
she got behind you,
Right.
she made
She
it
put
happen.
action.
You already had it,
You
but,
know.
but
And that was already lined up.
Yeah.
And she's always wanted to do Little Drummer Boy, but it took so long because I've always had a vision of mixing Naya Bingi, which is like Rasta church. Like we don't have church, but when we play Naya Bingi, when we chanting psalms, we play Naya Bingi.
Okay.
Do good, like you hear the do good.
Yeah.
It's the heartbeat rhythm.
Right.
You know what I mean? I always had a vision to put Naya Bingi with like a go-go pocket.
Okay.
So with her wanting to sing Drummer Boy, boom, I said, we're going to do it. And that song has been in the works for like 5-6 years, just had to wait till the time to get right. It
Right.
was this year. She wanted to do over Night Nurse, Gregory Isaac. She'd always sing that. She sing in the house, I hear it through the vents.
That's
it gives
his
me chills.
queen, Harmony, right?
Harmony Black, yes.
Yeah,
It
and-
give me chills, you know, I hear her sing, right? So anyway, we know we're going to Africa, so we saying we got to finish the music before we go. You know, we don't have any plans for what's going to happen with it. We just saying it'd be nice to carry it with us, be prepared.
Right.
Right.
There's a next sister who goes to Africa all the time, Peppy Promotions. She goes to Africa all the time, but she I wasn't with her excursion or nothing like that. By the time I talked to her, we were days away from going, and she found out that we was gonna be on the same plane, so that just shook
Okay.
her. But she was on a whole different mission. I'll get back to why I mentioned her.
Right.
Same time, there's a brother I know from Union Temple Church. They always used to go to they used to go to.
That's my church. Willie Nelson. They just
That's
came
my
back from
church.
Ghana.
Okay, so dig this. Dig this. This is real
Brother
important for
Ashby
you.
out front.
Just dig this. This is real important for you. This is gonna get deep. I'm sorry to take up so more time. Y'all can
No,
hear no
you
music.
good. You
All right.
good.
So you go to Union Temple.
Right.
Oh, this is so deep for you. Check this out, bro. So in CeeLo and Nadaleja, you gotta know who I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
He said, I know him from college first, UDC, but I reconnected them when I started going to Union Temple.
Okay.
When I came home, I went to Union Temple for one reason, because I didn't know if my past was following me, and I said, I gotta be somewhere where man know me
Right.
and know my spirit and energy, so if something happened to me up here,
Right.
that's the only reason why I went to church, because I was a Rasta man already.
Right. Okay.
You see what I mean?
Right.
But I found people they already knew, and
Yeah.
CeeLo was there. So him hearing me this summer at a show saying we going to Africa, he calls me and say, bro, when you going, me and my queen, we gonna try to meet you there. We gonna see what we can do. What's your plans? He keep asking me what's my plans. I sent him my itinerary. He said, man, y'all rolling hard. I ain't know he was. When I get off the plane, who's there to greet me?
He was there. See, this the thing. It ain't no such thing as coincidence.
No, it's not.
Throw that out the
Universe
window.
don't make no mistake.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I get off the plane, he was there with me. Like I say, Peppy just happened to be going down, carrying some people that she had for her excursion.
Right.
Right? But me and the queen, when we booked it, we said, we just going to Africa. Just me and
You
you.
thought it was gonna be
we don't
y'all
know,
two.
yeah, we don't know what's going to happen. So good. Okay, we check in our hotel. Peppy calls me and say, come up to Jam Rock Club. They love reggae in Ghana. They love Jamaicans.
Okay.
They love reggae, okay? They have a club there named Jam Rock. Peppy calls me and says, come up to Jam Rock Club. There's a live band in Jam Rock. When I get up there, when I walk in the door, before I could sit down, order a drink, order food, Peppy talking to some lady. The lady get the mic. We got guests from out of town. Boom, boom, boom. I posted that video.
Okay.
I was on the mic right there in Ghana the first night with a band.
Wow.
For me, that was it.
Right.
You know, my life could have ended. I did it.
Yeah. You
Okay,
was there
but
without
then
a
at that
band and
time, I
got a
also
band.
said this. Yeah, I did it, but not let me block my blessing, because it may be just something more. This the first night, right? Okay. So spend a little time, like I say, do visit Kwame Nkrumah Center, boom. 3 hours more, you go down to where the slave dungeons, we don't call them slave castles. They lived in the castles. We lived in the dungeons.
Right.
That's 3.5 hours away. You got one at Elmina, one at Cape Coast, right?
Okay.
Okay. So I go down there, I check into my first hotel, Brindle Beach, and I went to Africa, man. When they told me Curry Music, no lie, I had 300 CDs and I had 35 flash drives.
Wow.
Okay? And I got a Bose Bluetooth
Okay.
that I can wear on my hip. So I'm playing the music, and everywhere I go, I give cab drivers and everywhere a CD or some music.
Right. Cool.
So I get in Brindle Beach. The guys checking me in there. They grooving off All to the East. They hear.
Yeah.
Right? That's the song I play. He picks up the phone right away, said, you need to talk to I Benny. I Benny is the reggae. Did you see the one where the guy introduced Little Drummer Boy in Africa?
No, I didn't see that.
Asafu FM 99.1.
Oh yeah, I seen that. Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah.
That's I Benny.
Okay.
So the guy calls I Benny and said, you need to talk to I Benny.
Okay.
This was not planned before I went there, right?
Oh, okay.
I Benny.
He gave you that big shout out.
Right.
Wow.
So I
Yeah.
Benny say, man, how long you gonna be here? I want to interview you. I say, I'm here at Brindle for 2 days and I'm going to One Africa. So they said he lives near One Africa. Tell him come over One Africa, right?
Wow.
And he's saying, I can call you for a radio interview. You don't want to trust that in Africa because phone service, internet service,
It's
Right,
shaky.
right.
so dig this. You got to be prepared.
Right.
I said, Benny, come to One Africa. I got my digital recorder on me. You can, record the show and have it for backup in case when you call me, you can't get through to me.
Right. Okay.
He
That
come
was
now.
smart.
One Africa is a resort there bought by a lady, an elder lady here, and her husband who is transcendent. But he was a firefighter in New York. They bought the property. It's beautiful there. If you go to Ghana, you got to see health and wellness, natural, holistic food. It sits at 0 degree longitude and latitude, right in between the Elmina and
That's
Cape
what's
Coast
up, though.
dungeons.
They
You know what I
invest
mean?
money
One
wise,
to the left,
yeah.
one to the right. So, and when I stayed there, she let me sleep in what is called the One Africa Museum. So like that movie night at the
Wow.
museum, because she
That's
didn't have a
amazing.
vacancy for me.
Get out.
So the only room she
man.
had was for us to sleep in the museum.
Right.
So I was like, you know that movie Night at the
Yeah.
Museum?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, I set up Marcus Garvey and every
I
black person.
seen them clips and everything.
Yeah, I was there. I was like, I'm gonna absorb this. These
Yeah,
elders
you-
spirits
shoot,
talking
that's
in here.
That's right.
I sit back right here in the archway and watch them talk right there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So that was One Africa. Now, here's what happened. And CeeLo tells me, saying, you mentioned that the church went down in August.
Right.
It could have been you, sis. And that's one thing I don't have like Chuck. You mentioned Chuck. Chuck and Big G got it. I wish I could remember names like them.
Oh, okay.
Never forget a face, but I'm bad with names.
Okay.
Anyway, and CeeLo says, listen, so the sister from the church was down here this summer, and she told me Parkwasi is a youngin' who the church raised, because you know Rev got property down there.
Right. Mhm.
In Ascentegra.
Right.
Okay. So one of the youngins who was raised up through the Union Temple
Program,
program,
Uh-huh.
okay, they tell me, said, the sister told my brethren in CeeLo, said, when I was down here this summer, Parkwasi was doing some video. He ain't really got no updated equipment,
Uh-huh.
but he can, he doing all right with what he got.
Right.
That's word of mouth. I said, get him here.
Right. I was gonna ask you who did that.
Hold
that
on.
shoot.
I said, get him here.
Wow.
Parkwasi comes to One Africa to meet us. That's why I'm telling the lady I need 3 rooms. She said, I don't have 3, I got 2. If you need another room, you can stay in the one across the street. They just built a new hotel across the street.
Okay.
That was like, to me, I thought it was like what we call a 4-star, $50.
Wow.
So Parkwese, now when he comes in, one African, I meet him. He's carrying a drone that's broke in a box. He has his laptop with a bootleg, probably Adobe Premiere on it.
Okay.
And he's got a camera,
Uh,
not nothing real family, but it's a digital camera.
Right.
And can do video. What he told me it was, if my camera, I need a new one. It doesn't, I guess he's saying it doesn't shoot 4K or whatever like everybody camera. He's saying it's still doing 1080. And I'm like, Slim, I don't care if that joint shoot video out of a big bag.
Right,
You know
right,
what I
I'm
mean?
going to get this.
If you can do a video,
Wow.
you know what I mean? That's
Right.
how I'm thinking. But after talking to him, because I know enough about Adobe, you know, I
Right.
waste money. I spend $30 a month on an Adobe subscription I don't really use.
Right.
So I talked to this kid 5 minutes. Remember, he's coming through the temple.
Right.
I realized he knows everything he's talking about with video. So I said, I need him. You don't go nowhere.
Okay.
You stay with me. So I put him in the hotel across the street. That's the first night.
Right.
So he captures all his video on the beach, right? He
Right.
goes to, we on the way to Kumasi now. After we leave One Africa one night, we on the way to Kumasi. That's like 4.5, 5 hours away. We take a day, drive up there. That's where I'm gonna get my wife to party at that hotel. That's like the nicest hotel we stayed in, but aside from her birthday, it was great for that.
Right.
I could have
Right.
stayed where I've been staying. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right,
Correct.
But put him up with me in the hotel. Put Parkwese up. When I wake up in the morning, this kid is sitting up editing.
Wow. That's
Cool.
what's up. You
You
know
see
what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
Like the other little boy from, remember he came from Africa. And he said
Uh-huh.
that's all he can't sleep. He has to get up
He-
3, 4 in the
you know
morning.
what
He
I'm
has to
saying?
write
He's
music.
up editing,
Mhm.
okay? He's doing
He's
his
bald
thing.
heads.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm realizing, like, he doesn't ask me for much. He ain't letting me, you know, like if people try to overcharge me, you know, I had a band or something like that made for my wife's birthday. Happy birthday to put out what we had.
Right.
The hotel tried to charge me. They referred me to a printer and tried to charge me like what's called 50 CDs, which really is like $10 of our money.
He caught that.
He said, no, I'll get that done for you. They charge you too much. I said, man, go ahead, I ain't work. No. We go in town, get it. He get it for 15 CDs.
Wow.
You know what I
I'm
mean?
saying? Yeah.
Which is like $6.
He
Right.
has your own.
You know, so
Yeah.
this kid is rolling. So that's him. So that's why I wanted to tell you about him coming from the church.
To
You know,
this
and
program.
that
Mhm.
connection.
Right.
So good. The day after the party now, Harmony Black sleeps all day till about 4 o'clock. She decides, go ahead, babe, relax, do what you want to do.
Right.
She decides she want to get up and go shopping about 4:30, 5 o'clock. We on the street at some vendors buying some things. Little kid playing the drum on the street. I'm messing around dancing to him. Little short roster guy walk up on me and say, what, man, an artist? I say, yeah, man, I'm an artist and man, my CD. Right it, man. Could I play your music on my show? I just finished my radio show.
Get out.
Johnny Bridget, man, I play your music. So I tell my cab driver, turn around so he can hear the music, because my cab driver playing it.
Right.
He hear all to the east, he go crazy. Why, man, I forget to put my things in my women could out. And it's funny because they speak patois too, like Jamaican, you know.
Right.
In Africa, yeah,
Yeah,
they
they do.
love Jamaica like that, so they speak patois like that, like Jamaican. So me and him talking, and he say, I just told him, I said, man, I'm leaving tomorrow. I'm on the way back to Accra because I got to meet with Blacker.
Right.
I said, when I meet with Blacker now, he said, Blacker is the man who first come here to Ghana and bring reggae when he come. He start playing. All of us learn reggae from Blacker, how to play on radio. We all learn from Blacker. So I said, I got a meeting with him tomorrow. He said, what? I said, all right. So I tell him he can record me. He said, I'm going to call you. Because, you know, he said he going to do a phone interview with me.
Right.
Okay, boom. So I'm leaving there. I'm supposed to do an interview with him. Go back to Accra, go down to what's called Labadi Beach. That's where you see us on the beach for the beach party. Everything, big party at Labadi Beach on
That's when you went diving.
Sunday.
in the water
Yeah,
and-
on Sundays, Saturday and Sunday, right? We go there, eat food, get the DJ. They're much more friendlier than here.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to talk about the DJs who I've given my music to, and you've yet to hear.
You already know.
You've yet to hear little
That's-
drummer boy play on the radio
I don't know
around
why
here
we-
yet.
It's all about this here,
Yeah.
and it's also about who you know. Because I can bring up some conversations with my son and them had their band back in the day, but that'll take the whole conversation to Not
To the left.
To the east, but to the left.
So I'm gonna round this up though. So I'm down there. I'm supposed to be doing another little hookup with my digital recorder in the back of this shop, right? Now, how I got in touch with Blacker, one man called him, said, you need to be doing radio, and I mentioned another man name. He said, no, he's out the country. You need to talk to his boss. Call Blacker. I'm going to call Blacker for you. The guy that he calls to get Blacker's number has a shop down on Breno Beach. Meanwhile, there's a sister here, Thea. She's on Facebook telling me I got to get to Breno Beach to see this brother. Same brother who this guy called.
Okay.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So then we down sitting in the back of that shop, and I'm talking. I left my microphones on, so I can't do the interview. So this time he's getting a full view of what go-go is, just like I told y'all my story here, coming from go-go to reggae. He's getting all of that just in the conversation while we supposed to be interviewing. Then I left my mic, so we couldn't do it. So I had emailed him. He couldn't get the music for the email, but he got my promos, and he had my press release. So he knew a little bit. So he get the music, and he go home. He calls me at 8 o'clock in the morning. Lidg, sound just like you. Boy, you don't know what you got. You don't know what you got here. Rasta, man, hey, Rasta, man, come over your hotel. I'm going to be there by 10:30. Listen, I am the commissioner. I just have been appointed the commissioner for repatriation here in Ghana.
Okay.
For those who don't know, repatriation is we coming out of America, out of the West, all black people back to Africa, to your origin, to live.
Okay.
They welcome us. Ghana is turning people citizens like that. All of Africa is, and there's place and there's land for you. Okay. Especially for us black, they welcome us black coming from America. So that's what repatriation is. It's been in place.
And Willie talks about that all the time.
From the days, okay? So he's a commissioner of repatriation. But he's telling me that when he heard my music, initially the day before, he's telling me how to keep my music on the radio there. Like you say, it's a little money. You run a radio campaign. He runs 2 stations. So you run a radio campaign for this month and for a matter of months, just as I would buy advertisement.
I would do that because that's an investment.
That was no problem for me. I was already going to do that.
Okay, good.
Not a problem. So he says to me after he hears the music, you don't worry about All to the East. All to the East, with your permission, you got my permission before you can finish. He says, good. All to the East is now the official theme for repatriation campaign.
Okay,
that's the theme song. That's just it. That's it. He said, I've been looking for some type of song. So that's that, right?
Right.
So he come over to my hotel. We do the interview, and he know the questions are asked me and this and that. So we do the interview. We leave out my apartment because I still haven't heard from the guy from Kumasi. P-God, I haven't heard from him. We go on the street to go shopping again. And the whole time the brother was watching my digital recorder too. Okay. I knew what it would have meant to him. That's a Zoom H4n. Okay. It's like a little mini studio, and I want the new one anyway, right?
Right.
So I tell him, he also can run a campaign for video. To get your video on TV and keep it in rotation there.
Okay.
Wow.
That's a different fee though.
Yes, it is.
You need that.
So he's asking me.
Now, I'm thinking when you go back, man,
stick a pin. I got you. I'm around that. I'm around this interview up with that. Okay. So he's watching my video recorder, and he's asking me about the campaign. I said, I gotta do some more drops for you. I'm gonna see you tomorrow. We'll discuss that tomorrow. I took care for the radio campaign. So aside from All to the East, he now has Little Drummer Boy on his campaign, and Little Drummer Boy is only 1 month. So after Little Drummer Boy, Night Nurse is going to run for the next 2 months.
Okay, cool.
Okay, I leave him. We going on the street, go shopping, right? Here come P-God calling me from Kumasi. Now he want to interview. I can't hear a thing, right? So I run the first place I can find a piece of some kind of quiet. I run into a bank, right there where the ATM is. The bank is here. Yeah. You're not supposed to be on the phone in the bank. There's a security guard here, a lady here, and somebody
wants to use Wi-Fi.
And it's at the ATM. I'm on the phone and they can hear me talking loud, right? I'm talking, and the lady looks up at me and says, "Oh my God, he's interviewing. He speaks so well. Oh my God!" And I'm looking at her. I'm like, "Miss, please, just like this, digging."
Yeah.
Get a security one. Meanwhile, I'm still talking, giving an interview.
Right,
I'm
right.
handing them this, and they look and they like, you know, and she's still trying to question me, right? And I'm like, just hold on. She stayed there the whole time while I finished the interview. The bank manager tried to tell me, come out and get off the phone, because you're not supposed to.
Right.
Security look at him and say, no, he's okay.
Okay.
Right?
Because he was in.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So the lady finishes and wait on me. Oh my God, you speak so. I want to put you on TV. I want to put you on interview. I'm Miss Bridget from the GBC.
Wow.
That's what's up.
So if you don't know what the GBC is, in the
Donna.
morning I watch NBC News. Okay, Aaron
That's
Gill,
Donna
Chris,
News.
and them. After that goes off, what comes on?
GBC.
No.
Oh,
Was it
so-
Good Morning? Is it
Good Morning America.
on Channel 4? I mean,
Good Day America.
yeah,
One
Today
of those.
Show.
Today Show, yeah.
Right. So you know Today Show is national.
Right.
All over the country.
Correct.
That's the GBC in Ghana.
Wow.
Wow.
Just from that, hearing that, the universe. Had
So she calls me and
Didn't I tell
says,
you?
she calls me the next morning and said, I missed her phone call. She called me at 8 o'clock in the morning, but she leave me a text and say, I'm leaving Ghana this night too, coming back here. She says, I'm on the way to work. I'll call you when I get there. I'm pacing the floor, bro. I can't even eat. I'm pacing the floor. She called me back at 11:30, said, we got a radio interview for you. Come on to the station. My man in CeeLo coming from the church, because he been hanging with me every day. He come
Right.
over from his hotel. As soon as I open the door and see him, I said, go back downstairs. Get a cab right now. We on the way to the GBC.
That's what's up.
So,
man. Yeah.
you know, and so, you know, that's what the energies y'all came in with, talking about divine order.
Right.
None of this,
Right.
you know,
None of this is made up. None of this is
Nah.
just granted.
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah,
was
we did.
already planned.
And
It
you-
was already
that's
set
what's
in
up,
your
man.
path by your ancestors. That's why I always like that quote. I quote Anifa, our logo that time. Like I said, you did not just start it. You just not just awake. You were already granted permission from your ancestors, just given the permission to carry on the work and the journey. To be a legend for your children, and then one of your children gonna pick it up.
Exactly.
You know, just like your granddaughter. She's only what, 5'7", and she's already charging her crystals in the window.
yeah.
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
Right.
That you know. So with that being said, you know that's why we always tell you guys out there, don't sleep on the walk, because whenever you feel you finding the truth, and you get out of being out of this dictative world, and you can find your numbers, and you can find a way to get through this matrix of all this unnegative frequencies and positive frequencies. You got to be able to find your way. This is a way. I'm
Right.
telling you, this is a way. And we haven't, we haven't, you know, to make a way for like people like Ross Lidg and ReggGo and Swamp Guinea and all those. We just been honored that, you know, that the universe been sending us people that's in the same flow of the energy.
Yeah.
And it just gives me confirmation that it just makes me feel like a certain high. Sometimes when people come in here like you and they pick up on our energy, what we've been proning and doing for the last 2 years, it's a high for me. And when you came in here, King, I already felt it.
Bless
You
it.
know what I'm saying? I already
Bless it.
felt it.
For
So,
real.
like I
Bless.
tell my viewers, I tell them all the time, don't sleep. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on getting awoke, because when you get the truth in you, that song, who was it? It was so many artists wrote it. So I know Mother Finally said it proudly in her rock and roll song. And it was on her Mickey's Monkeys album.
Okay.
And it was called Truth Will Set You
You
Free.
Free.
Go check it out. Mother Finest, George Kennedy.
I got a track on the album too y'all can listen to that'll help you, called Do Good.
Oh,
Check out
okay.
that.
So we got a
Check
new
out-
track to listen to.
Check out Do Good.
That's
know what
right.
I
You want to
mean?
play that real quick before
Yeah,
you
I
got
wanna-
one more
I
Yeah,
question?
you got the
wanna ask-
Christmas one.
I
I
want
don't
to
know.
Okay.
Go ahead.
ask you this
This
question.
mine?
Yes.
Oh,
You,
thank you.
um,
Thank you.
You
Nico took
let
my
me tell-
shirt.
And tell people, them artists out there that's struggling and in the go-go world, just whatever, because like you've been doing it for a minute, and I seen when I went back and checked your history, a lot of times I see different band members, whatever, but you are the what's that word I'm looking for? You are the brand.
Thank
So
you.
other people might come and go, but that drive to keep going and just keep going and putting out stuff. Say something to the people. On
Well,
that.
one of the things is once you make up your mind to do something and you know it's right for you, Don't ever turn from it. No matter how many naysayers and the people, I always talk to a lot of people and people I respect in the business. You know, I don't want to call no name because I don't want people to feel like I'm spitting on their name, but I can call DJs who won't play me, wouldn't play me,
Right.
Labels, companies, or promoters I've tried to get with, and they don't know. Some of them, man, just for opportunity, I would have probably played for them at that time for free.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And I always knew that, like, my show could go, I would compliment EU, Belladonna, Faces You Know.
Right.
You know, bands like that who I could be equally paired with and be, instead of trying to go out there and sound like them in the night.
Right.
It gives the people something different.
Right.
Promoters been, so, yeah, I've always, I consider myself, like they say, I'm the stone at the bill to refuse.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you know what happened to the
Yeah.
stone at the bill to refuse?
Yeah.
Shall
I
become
was
the head
scored that too a
cornerstone.
couple of times.
So, you know, it's like, but stick to your guns and stick to what you believe in.
Stay true.
Stay
to
true to your art, who you are. Don't be afraid to take chances. Don't be afraid to be an artist. If you're really an artist. If you're not an artist and you up there on the front line checking the tambourine, cowbell, because you in the crew, that might not be your thing.
Right.
You might be a publicist. You might be a, you know, a writer. You might be something else.
Right.
Oh.
It's not just the artist. It's a whole group of things around that.
Yeah,
Stage
that's
manager, you know.
made for you to support and help our genre, our people. You know what I mean? So find what it is that your groove, what it is that you do, you're good at. You know, we all can't be the GOAT or, you know,
Right.
the Chuck. You know, you just gotta find it for you
Okay.
and stick to it,
Right,
man.
and then I want to say this too. From your track record, the crank, right? When I look at Junkyard, right? When you go to their show, I already know what I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get that crank, that high energy. You know, they gonna party. That's a party band. So you go to some bands, right? You don't know what you're gonna get. You know, but I'm gonna tell you, I ain't see Junkyard perform not one time without giving us that energy and that
I
crank.
agree.
You understand what I'm saying? So now looking at your band, when I
ReggGo.
hear y'all play,
Ross
and look back
Ledge.
and on that YouTube, I'm feeling that same energy. It's like you know what she gonna get. You ain't got to worry.
Skank
You
and crank.
ain't got to worry yourself, man. You know what I'm saying?
Skank and crank. In reggae, they be skanking. In go-go, they be cranking.
Okay.
Okay.
So they
you
say stanking and crank.
No, you skank. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Relax,
Skanking it.
relate,
You-
release.
You know what I mean? You be
yourself.
skanking
Yeah.
it in reggae.
Okay,
So when you
yeah.
see ReggGo, you get skanking crank.
Oh,
You know what I
okay.
All right, I got you on that one.
With that being said, so where that we can find you with your website, and if they want any of your merchandise, where can they go to find?
The first place to find it is ReggGo.com. R is 3 G's. 2 G's for reggae, 1 G for go-go. So it's 3 G's.
Say that hook.
ReggGo.com. 2 G's for reggae, 1 G for go-go. ReggGo.com. That's ReggGo.com. All right?
ReggGo.com.
You can find the video there. You can find the music there. What else do I have here? I always got to look at my CD because I got. The Facebook is / ReggGo with 3 G's. You can also, the one that I'm on the most on Facebook is Facebook.com / Ross, RAS .Lidg, Lidj. That's Facebook.com / Ross, RAS .Lidg. And then on Twitter, I'm just at ReggGo Music. And on Instagram, I'm ReggGo Music.
All right. When I said that hook, I thought you were gonna say ReGGO.
G-O, ReggGo, reggae music. ReGGO, ReggGo,
Yeah, I like
reggae
that,
music,
yeah.
just a link with go-go.
So y'all gotta go. If you missed this show, you gotta go back to catch it, to get the
I'ma repost it, though.
2GO,
I'ma
to get the ReggGo from the 2GO show. That's the only way you're gonna get it if you missed it. So don't sleep.
Don't sleep.
Next week to the next episode. Thank our special guest, Ross Ledge.
God bless.
That's
Love
right.
y'all.
Gave us
God
some
bless.
knowledge. That's
Every
right.
time. Rastafari, live.
That's right. That's right.
Some pictures and then we be out.
Yeah.
Put some music on. One love.